Danish dream. Maybe we start to see Aurora break up the Turkish dream in the near future.
Yeah, exactly that. I really feel like as well, for Aurora, you need a solid performance at IEM Kraków. And so far, obviously, there's been the ups and downs, the ebbs and flows, as we see with plenty of stage one. But now it's about time to see if they can rekindle the flame a little bit for Aurora. They had a pretty decent time last year where they were starting to go deep in tournaments, and they want to get back to those highs. We're underway, though, our second game here on the B stream. Aurora taking on paiN as Aurora start on that CT side of paiN's map pick of Mirage. And of course, the veto ran through. We got Mirage, we got Overpass, and we got Dust to decide if we need it.
If it is indeed required. Zantara's here in connector. First, port of call. Right place, crosshair, waiting for some kind of a boost, maybe. Nearly loses his head just out of range of that one tap. Will be forced away here as well. Still looking to be alive. 1 HP. Can he give us a kill? No, he can't. He will go down. However, the rest of the team not looking too bad. Solid stuff over on B as they completely pivot and abandon the idea of an A hit. 1 versus 3. Not looking good. Raya Jr. all alone.
Couple of people been calling for Madge's head, and he's been taking heads in this round. 4 kills to his name from Captain Fantastic. He's on for the ace as well. Still alive, still breathing as paiN makes a move up towards short. Let's see, will Madge be given his ace? I mean, bomb collected. They've given paiN the luxury of that, and it's a foot race over towards the A side. Madge might catch him in transition. He spots the legs jumping on towards stairs. He can actually sneak a plant out of this, which, in all fairness, wouldn't be bad, but he's spending a lot of time clearing the angles. He taps, and he hears the steps. He should be dead to right, and he's seen off by Wakardi at the end there, but a fantastic round by the LGL. Madge with 4 kills to his name. Aurora start well here. In towards map number 1 of Mirage. Exactly what we wanted to see.
Yeah, absolutely perfect stuff. So clean. I think Aurora, for me, are one of these teams as well that if things start well, if the calling gets good, you know, the flow state is hit, I think they can really, really take over a game. And against a team like paiN, I can definitely see them doing that.
Couple of Glocks spamming through. Zantaros actually wants to stick around for the fight a bit, but drop a smoke, make sure no one's up close. Riot and the Deagle. He's very lucky to keep his head. Tagged a bit by the name. We're not expecting loads from paiN in this one. Again, you can get a bomb plant out of this. You'd take something, but anything else feels outlandish to expect. There's the first. Looking for a second, but a quick shade will come through. Be careful. This M4 is actually pretty exposed. Should go down and will. Oh my god, Dooley's pulled out to close. Wakardia recovers after he runs out of ammo. Couple of casualties. You'll take it if you're paiN, to be honest.
Yeah, I think you'll be happy with that for sure. Certainly keeping the threat alive into this first map and just sort of making yourselves known. Again, a very important part of the mind games, which both these teams, both very, very experienced, hands-on IGLs, really going to be a part of the game. Early utility coming out here as paiN feign the mid control. It's not going to be the main area that they want to be hitting here. There's a lot more presence in the apartments for the time being. Just looking to catch some aggression, try and get that first kill.
Slow roll into mid. Timing on the smoke, to be fair. Re-up the one already in towards apartments. VSN's making a move. We look towards him a lot on this paiN side. He's been so influential in the successes for this team. And even in the losses, he's still putting up really good numbers. What has he got for us? Cardiage, jiggle peeking on this corner. Smoke down. Great timing as we just creep past the minute mark.
Ollie forces a location out. Decent smoke as well, but again, not acting upon it. They're going to move down below, and I feel like this is going to be heard. It's all part of the bait play. It's Bigu, of course, who is in a great spot here Soulfly, though, on the site itself. Oh, man. What is going on? They are very, very, very loose with the mid-rounding. A quick jump up into the window and bouncing around towards B. Woxic caught, not expecting 4 around that corner, I'm sure. I would imagine a call, it's A, has already been made just a few moments ago. So nice little bit of movement there from paiN, and, you know, nobody failing the jump up into ladder room. That's good.
Yeah, I'm going to reiterate the point. I thought that was just some pretty clean movement, especially Snow on the B hop in towards window. Take that. If someone fails it, it's really awkward when you have to, like, drop, either go up towards short and wrap round or in through under, which isn't exactly kind of a surefire position. A double save for Aurora. paiN first gun round, very successful, no casualties. I don't think there will be at the end. There is a little look in for a hunt by Bigazera, just seeing if he can catch any scalps on the tail end. But the round's all but done as paiN find their first here on the T side. Pretty nicely done. Will Bigazera be okay here? His feet might betray him as he peers around this corner. Yeah, and he'll lose his life to Soulfly. It doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. It's a nice round. Nonetheless. No issues though with the reinvestment for Aurora, especially around those saves. Woxic. With the orb. We want to have that challenge at range. These 4 now from NQZ. So we've got an interesting head-to-head though. Woxic and NQZ, both quite flashy, and their ceilings are super high, but it's always been about consistency, really.
Yeah, you would have seen so here. Spines coming in as they look to burst out quickly here. It's not working, though. paiN completely shut down by the hold of Aurora and just immediately stopped in their tracks. Oh, man. The flank is so quick as well. I don't know that they're really going to be enjoying this, to be honest. Woxic does get flashed off. BSM to find one on the entry. The setup's so awkward, but Wacadia's in from behind. Could make a difference. I'm going to find out. He's got plenty of utility to just hide this bomb away. Magic comes in while all the noise, all the distraction towards ramp is there. And so work for Aurora, but they will get it.
6-0 for Magic. You know, he does get a lot of flack for the numbers department. And so far, so good for him. Nice sharp shooting to see it off at the end there. A nice response, more importantly, from Aurora. Take back that lead, the buffer zone, and put yourself back into a decent spot. Open play for NQZ. On the flip side, we also got VSM with an MP7, so it's not the fullest of buys. There's double AK, that one orb got to do a lot of the legwork in round number 5. And I like this move by Aurora. This is bold, it's brazen, but it's going to let them a lot of information. There's no one towards ramp.
Yeah, it's a solid move. There's obviously a lot of presence towards middle here from paiN. They're trying to act upon. Feels like the first exchange really going to make a difference here. The AWP trained in, ready and raring to go. Maybe the tip of a barrel spotted there. Either way, charging up the con. Oh, nearly 3, but not quite for the big man. The AWP coming in as well. Its patience certainly paying off. Numbers are very quickly brought back to even. It doesn't feel like paiN are any closer to getting a bomb plan.
$40 seconds. B versus 3 as they head back to B. It's Maja there, but he looks like he might be about to get some support from Wakadia. Time taking though. paiN are not giving themselves a lot of the clock to work with here. And Maja's got util to still be a rocket. I mean, if he drops even a smoker or molly into his apartment, the whole round could be done. By that point, Maja's making a move though at a really rough time. NQZ, premature shot. But Wakadia falls on the other side of the map. 10 seconds to get something out of this round, and Magi's going to get an important one. What is happening here? Soulfly, it's such a long rotate for him. And Pariah hears all of this.
Surely ready. Oh, close, to be fair. But Pariah will get it. that initial drop is enough for him to take it over the line. So a big find. Energy is there, ready and raring to go for the future round. Very vocal over on the paiN side of things as well, as would be expected from the Brazilians, but certainly much more chatty than some of the teams we've seen in that opening series, or even just across the course of the tournament.
Oh, if Madra just dropped a smoke or a molly there, could have single-handedly beat that round something in favor of Aurora, but nice work by paiN. Fine margins. It couldn't really put a foot wrong or make a mistake there. I think he's unlucky as well not to get that AWP shot on the cross. Full investment by Aurora with the double MP9. Very slow round by paiN. They're not wanting to test any waters. They're so scared of a gamble stack, which is, to be fair, something Aurora like to do.
Yeah, really quite worried from here. Shaping up towards A. But still not the simplest of moves. Really is looking shaky on that Aurora side of things. Utility coming over, but this execute, again, maybe not going to be completely obvious. It seems like they're really trying to play for these con players. They start bouncing in. That's a nice smoke to slow them down and make life difficult for the T side. As these guns come in, it actually doesn't look too bad. Only 2 remaining now for the T side. They even things up quick, but it's just all over the place on A.
I just got an AWP. Oh, and it's a shot. Hang on. Spots the legs off one. 10 seconds. What do you do here if you're Pariah? He's got to get a C4 down, and he will. He taps it, though. He doesn't stick the plant, and that probably cost him the round. It will. Round's now gone. Will he survive? They're playing for time. I think he goes down just before it. Oh, that's a tilter. Obviously, you only know with the benefit of hindsight, but he should have stuck the plant there.
Yeah, a little awkward, of course, in the end, but at the very least, paiN do have these timeouts, do have a bit of money to work with. Aurora with a big find, it has to be said, and looking pretty damn good here to kick things off into this series. As we said, a big game. Doesn't have that same caveat as our previous, where there is the lower bracket available. This is a knockout game, but also a qualification game, so it kind of really is a double whammy. It's like if you lose, you miss out on a potential qualification. We were so close, and you also get knocked out. So really, really, really high stakes game here.
Yeah, exactly. I can understand why they're going for that early attack pause. So close. His first shot by Madge was fantastic. Really could have actually even got the second as well, but he opts for the more passive approach, and it nets them the round. paiN, that is a tilter. And for Pariah too. It's not a bad start to the map. B7 for Big Azera. Snow was talking about how he's a beast with it yesterday. A double AK around it, double deagle.
Slow build up once again here. As paiN looking like more of a B play that they want, but no opportunities presenting over there, so they are just going to have to bail on the idea and move over towards A instead. Slowly making their way. Slowly but surely. I mean, just fully grouped on top of each other. They're really, I think, indecisive as to what they want to do. It looks like it will be a group up in Palace. So this could get interesting.
Much, much slower game of CS compared to the previous one with NRG and Astralis. They were, as we like to put it, quite punchy rounds, especially in the early round. It's quite the opposite here. paiN are playing down the clock right down to his last moments, which so far hasn't been that much of a success, but Pariah makes up for the mistakes of that previous round for the first. Woxicle loses his head after getting one, and they get on the site and they get the plant.
Ooh, nice find. However, is it going to be enough? They know about Zantares now as well, so sure they can just kind of avoid him. Meanwhile, Maja coming in, a dynamic duo in a sense. The old guard of Turkish Counter-Strike here, but they're very, very split. Maja now going to be known about as well. Surely paiN are able to take this. Dangerous moves. Zantares just cannot get a look in, unfortunately. So he's going to have to abandon. paiN will find the third. They'll keep some guns up as well. Zantares keeps his one tap.
It's a nice response from paiN. Whittling down the clock, and they just dive on a balcony. They've got to win that fight on towards Woxic. That's the really important kill in towards that round. And they do. They stop him at just one. So, response to keep the lead as minimal as possible. Again, the support around it is being a little feeble here, but this is what we've got so far. But these kind of force spy wars that we're getting out, neither side have had super surefire economy. They've been finding success with the less than adequate investments. Again, you look towards that man, Zantares. He's got to do a lot of the heavy lifting here. Scouting towards connector. Should be a dead man. Yeah, Woxic will fall. No real way he was coming out on top there.
Molly in towards window. Nobody around. See the business end of that. Smoke coming in, so Wakadia's line of sight also going to be cut down. Zantares, so clean, man. He nullifies that Pika's advantage so well as he continues even into his 30s to be such a dangerous player. Wakadia going to eat some damage, but able to stay alive. Soulfly in the advanced position towards ramp here is the big thing. Goes a little early. I would have maybe held on to that spot as much as you possibly could. Zantares in the backlines, though, with his AK, taking down two more, denying the bomb plant for now. They've not dealt with Soulfly, meanwhile. He's just gathering info around this Tetris corner. Maja, dangerous move, and it may pay off for him, leaving NQZ on the AWP with it all to do. A lack of info for him as well to work from, so surely not going to happen. 20 seconds. Slowly backing away, tail between legs, trying to hold on to the AWP into the next. Big recovery from Zantares in particular.
And again, this is continuing these force buys back and forth. Less than adequate investments, but we said coming into this round number 8, if they're going to find success for Aurora, they look towards one man. That saved AK of Zantares, and he does exactly that. 3 huge kills to his name. Shut down paiN. And that'll put Aurora in a nice spot. It's a 2-round buffer. But again, we talk about the support around what was saved, and it's going to be rough. I think you've got to be buying here if you're paiN just because of double eco. This is super janky. Aurora, this is a prime time to not only extend the lead to 3 rounds, but lock it up to a point where actually it makes this half really difficult for paiN. You lose this one, all finances fall flat, and Aurora have a nice little runway to guarantee a lead heading into towards the second half at least, which is what you should be getting on the CT side of Mirage. Only thrown deep. Nearby Maja. Got a smoke up close as well. Is scared of a B-pop, which is, well, the right call, the right read.
Yeah, but now they decide against it. So paiN and the 5-man squad just rolling around the map in quite a lot of these rounds. Full investment here, which is curious. So they better get a goddamn bomb plant. That's all I'm saying. Really could give Aurora a great amount of room to work with into the final stages of this first half.
Yeah, they had to force buy. That's the issue, though. 2 of them were on double eco. Bigazera and Snow were both financially a little bit worse for wear. VSM like 1.7, I think, as well.
Maybe. It's tough to say. We're going to find out how well it comes off. Soulfly and Zantares deleting 2. Zantares will fall pretty quickly, and that's actually the bomb site compromised. Maja's got a crack angle. They tried to fight him, and he will take another. It's now just the 2 strong weapons that remain. Maybe in the slightly wrong hands. We'll see. Snow on the AWP. What can he get done? fakes out the bomb. One. Can't recock in time. It's all going to be down to paiN Jr., who's incredibly low. Not got a lot of time to work with here now. He will get that bomb. Does not know about the con player. And Madja will take him easily. Beautifully done. The force buy does not work out.
Yeah, it's sort of a nice attempt, and they get close, but it just wasn't enough at the end there. So Aurora, this is now a really good spot for them here on towards Mirage. You've got double the rounds of your opponent. You've obviously put them in a really uncomfortable spot for round number 10 where they can't bring anything to the table. So this lead should be extended even further. 6th into a 7th round in just a mere moment. Surely, and Woxic going to try and make sure of that. Just on the jump peak for information around the corner, VSM will lose his life. That is so quick from Woxic.
Lovely, lovely find. Been a little quiet here, actually, into Mirage. Worth noting. Also remains, ever inconsistent. paiN Jr. good tracking for the headshot. So we'll take that. Lovely bit of damage. Some kill bonus for him. The other new addition that so far in this tournament's maybe not been all that explosive. You said he was perhaps less of a worry than VSM coming into this team, and now we're seeing something of him.
It's true. Did really well. That's fine. Cardia for 1. Looks for 2 as well with the support assault fly. And Madja, they'll shut down mid pretty comfortably. A couple of casualties, sure, but Aurora don't really care too much about that. They've got plenty of finances to run for the rest of this half. So now it's about whether paiN can bring anything in these final 2 rounds. You make it a 7-5 half, it's fine. It's workable. There's the foundations there. I think 4, or even the potential of it being only 3 at the halfway point, and then you're in a lot of trouble, and especially being it that it's their map pick. A lot of
timeout here. Yeah, I mean, it really is important for them to just figure out what's been going wrong. Some decent rounds in isolation, but ultimately Aurora, with that brick wall effect, right, looking like a much more effective team. So I'm going to tell on this one as to whether paiN can bounce back into things. Like you say, a pretty important choice for them. And they have to really make it work. That follow-up overpass, probably towards the bottom end of their map pool. Could be a quick exit here if they're not careful.
Yeah, you're right. Oh, Brian, nice start. Down goes Madja. Look at this on Wakanda. He's got to be dead to rights, and surely, yeah, he is. Loses his life to the pack in towards top mid, who are waiting to pounce, and that they do. The biggest error out of the scalp to this round. Leading by example here for him as they start moving in towards B, and, well, no one's home. That's the round done already. And it's about saving for the remaining 2 of Aurora, Xantares and Woxic. We'll try and keep hold of what they've got. So paiN, off the back of a pause, getting an immediate round like that. And not only a round, but getting a flawless one too. Really, really well done. They needed that, absolutely. You lose this round here, and the map's already in serious jeopardy. This is going to extend the lifeline here on towards Mirage. Job far from done, for sure, but it keeps you breathing.
It is true. It is very, very true. And I think, you know, really quite a good moment that you can take that time out. And that works for you as well. I think sometimes if a round after a timeout doesn't come off, it's like, okay, nothing's going to work here. Woxic, just barely goes down. Big find, though. Take the AWP away. Drops and all that good stuff as well. Going to be a bit harder for Aurora here. Didn't quite catch the money, but I don't think it's super, super healthy, actually. So, yeah, timeout of their own to make sure that they can close out this half with the best possible scoreline.
Yeah, they've got plenty to work with as well. So they can afford to sort of burn one here. And they'll have to buy. There'll be kind of no issues in that sense. You get an 8-4, though. It just puts you in a considerably more comfortable spot. It doesn't make you so vulnerable to, I guess, the result of the pistol round in a way. If you're at a 7-5, you lose a pistol, already your lead's all but squandered. 8-4, it doesn't put as much pressure on it. We'll see. It's again P9 for Soulfly to round out the investment. Now AWP on the flip side for NQZ, but T-Side AWPing on Mirage is tough at the best of times anyway, so I don't even mind him just prioritizing the right play. Probably could have actually got one out, but who cares? Quick. Look at this. VSM is flying up short. He's got so much control here. Wox needs to be a little bit careful. He is holding the angle, and at the same time, the quick out on towards A. The flash is excellent as Soulfly gets 2. Lesser weapon, but it doesn't feel like that's the case. He gets tagged by the HE, but his job's already done, you'd assume. I say that until Big Azera gets one. And another for Soulfly. His 3rd in the round.
Yeah, he's the only thing that really keeps them in it here, honestly. Drops that bomb in a really good spot now. Big Azera maybe threading the needle ever so slightly. Madja on the off angle, expecting some kind of a push. And it's an easy frag. VSM, man of the hour for this team, it would seem. He is deleted as well. So clean finish that they were indeed looking for. A great showing out from Aurora on their opponent's map pick. We'll see if it continues onto that T side.
Well, a bit more of a slow burner of a first half here, but for both of these sides, we're starting to see them ramp up as we head now in towards the second half. On Mirage, paiN's map pick, Aurora have had a little bit more in the locker, it's safe to say, but you can never discount paiN. This is a side that can streak very, very well. The only issues they really had quite consistently in that first half was monetarily, right? You know, they were in these half buys for a large portion of the early part of that game, but they need quite the recovery heading in towards the second. A pistol round feels like an absolute necessity here for the side of paiN. Let's see, that's the case. They got 4 rounds to make up.
Certainly a quick gap close would be possible here. Gonna have to start with the pistol, of course, and Tara's lurking around, but the rest of the team just forcing their way in towards B. Nades over the top. Snow, blind as you like, does well to get 1, to be honest with you. Big Uzera keeping things solid here over on the B site itself. Maja looking for as many heads as possible. It's Antares who comes in. He also drops that kit, so that's good information for them to have. Maja quick with another. The bomb's only just gone down, and VSM to join his teammates in the grave. Maybe numbering the days that paiN have got here on Mirage.
Yeah, I think you're right. Smiles all around as well. It's good to see. When Aurora are comfortable and happy, they can play some great Counter-Strike. And, I mean, for paiN, there's obviously been question marks about this side who I feel like within the last, maybe in the region of sort of 6 to 8 months, have lost a bit of their oomph in the top level of CS. Not being as big of a giant killer as they were in the past, maybe. They've gone for those changes and still not convinced, and it's not helping here on this Mirage. Aurora, it's not exactly the cleanest of Counter-Strike from them, but it's more than enough, and that's all that matters. Force buyout for paiN. And honestly, with this one as well, for paiN, you lose this, I think my attention already starts to get drawn towards Overpass.
Yeah. No, I was just going to say you are very correct. I think that the paiN team, there are sparks, but as a complete package, it's just not quite there. And maybe you do soon have to look at the legacy player of Big Uzera, also the IGL, and maybe call into question, you know, you've had a lot of resources, a lot of great pieces here, just not quite able to contend at that top level. And we're still sort of in the honeymoon period, you know, you'd maybe expect them to indeed take some scalps. They go quietly in this series, I think immediately questions are raised about this lineup.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. I'll show it towards B. VSM, what you got for a scout? I think you see you're gonna get a little tag. He actually gets the second body shot to see off the cardio. And the 5-7 up close. At this range is deadly, but an AK scooped up will help. Hang on. Hang on. 4 Spy has got legs behind it. A 1 versus 5 for Woxic, and surely no chance in hell of making anything out of this. Gotta be dead to rights, but it's VSM for 2. NQ's even an important one on Macardia, getting out on towards the site, and VSM makes it a 3rd. A flawless force buy in response. paiN, what a round to take, and what a time to take it.
Yeah, sounds like they heard us chatting shit, bro. And they
I think you're right.
absolutely answered back. Fair play to them. Absolute fair play. Really solid. And they'll look to continue replicating that big force buy, of course. It can always be good. Upgrades of weaponry. Just going to be massive into the future rounds here. You see Aurora down onto the pistols. Have to go for this with where the money's at. Back in utility and whatnot. So, looking too good. Trying to pull something off themselves, though, as they go for kind of a mid-crunch. Nearly a kill. For both sides, that is. I think it was a dink through the wall onto Big Uzera. Either way. Nothing just yet.
I'm expecting a creep out from Palace. Now that smoke fades, he might get it. VSM. God, he's lightning fast, isn't he? Magic goes down. It's still been a great map for him, don't get me wrong. 19 and 5 for him individually. It's maybe a worrying sign in the sense that he's the man putting up all the numbers. I mean, sure, they've still got a healthy lead, but we are looking towards that rifling core. Tara's, Wacardia, Soulfly to put up some numbers, and even as well, maybe a bit more from Woxic when the buy comes back into play. Big Uzera and Snow trying to see off this round comfortably. It looks like that'll be the case. Only 2 remaining, one of which being in towards Sandwich. Wacardia gets 1. It's a consolation, though. There's damage being dealt, so he still could actually make this a bit more expensive in this round. He's got HP to work with and armor, but he's caught in the backlines as VSM gets his 2nd. Another great round from him. And paiN, his life being breathed in towards this side. They're putting pressure on.
Oh, nearly left hanging there, but not quite. Indeed, the gap is closing. The gap is massively closing, and paiN looking good while doing it. Aurora still have a decent buffer, and as yet to get the conventional rifle rounds, so we do wait for those before getting excited, before making predictions on what paiN can pull off. Just the Glocks in this one. Deagle for Wicadia. Maybe. Looking for that first. Not quite going to get it. He's almost dead as well, so maybe somebody else around him that's like, yo, let me have your Deagle, bro. Let me have your Deagle. The Glock comes very close to taking down Snow. But nothing coming in this round, so we set our sights onto this next and see maybe a timeout ahead of it. What Aurora have got in store on the T side, which is where you usually expect a team to have some of their crack show through. NQZ, not quite the eco-warrior that he wanted to be. The rest of the boys will get it done. Woxic struggling. Of course, sometimes you've got those stretchy arms. Sometimes it feels like you're a T-Rex. Couldn't get his hands onto that Deagle in time.
Yeah, sometimes it just feels like you don't even have an E key. It just won't pick up no matter what you do. 2-round game, though. Aurora used their second timeout. Both sides now got one timeout each for the remainder of this map. Favorite, it feels like more of a vibe check than anything, right? You know, it's obviously been one of those where they haven't had the funds to work with, so you can't put too much stock into the rounds lost. Bar the Force by loss, that one was pretty egregious. Full by losing to the Force and all of basically the back of VSM's brilliance in towards Cart. But you're back in towards the investment. Only maybe downside is a Galil for Wicadia, but I feel like you should be fine here. Put pressure back on. The big thing they've got to try and find a way to stop, really, is NQZ in this AWP. He's just got such a benefit of range now. This is the jump in towards short. He goes for Con. He's mollied off, so that's his initial early round. Put to bed quite quickly.
Mid-control. Santares is sent out to do what he does. Nobody around to meet the business end of the AK at the moment, though. paiN playing away from middle. Will be an A hit to end things. Aurora just have a question of, you know, how long do we wait? Do we want to burst? Do we want to maybe try and go for it? Molly is good. First kill comes in. It is heavy contact. I think they've caught paiN off guard with this. Still a good number of bodies to get through. VSM tries and fails. It's Pryor Jr. right now in from the stairs, keeping it alive, but nobody assisting him. NQZ, the only one that remains, takes one, spots another. That's going to be the bomb as well. What's the game plan here? He's moving into the apartments. Maybe they would expect him to, you know, normally end up towards CT. He's so far away. Is he maybe even going to think about the save here? Got loads of money. Feels like such an important round. Well. Why not go for it?
I think he's gunning for it, yeah. I think he's going to give it a look in. He doesn't have even with the kit and the smoke and all the rest, he doesn't have loads of time to try and decipher what the post plant's looking like. He's kind of got to just... Yeah, it might be more of an exit play. There's no way, right? He's got to sort of look to get on it about now, really.
He needs the kill. Yeah,
he's diving down.
That's the problem. Majo was glued to the spot. Yeah, my thoughts exactly. What the hell is this guy still doing there? What is he doing? What a try hard, you know, all that. But either way, the ninja attempt does not happen.
And paiN will go straight in towards their third and final timeout for the map. After this, no more input from the coach, and it's probably a good time to do it. Aurora, 3 rounds ahead, 3 rounds away on your map pick in a series which is of insurmountable importance. Very much getting to that now or never, especially as the rebuy comes back through. Cardia, just a Mac 10 for him. He's taking the brunt in the lesser buys, to be fair, but I guess it kind of makes sense. Generally, your IGL will do it, but Madge has been pretty solid mechanically in towards this map so far. Another instance of it, right? That opener. Pretty clean from him. Couple of kills in the round as a whole. 10-7. It's not quite now or never, but it's pretty damn close for paiN. You lose this one, yeah. If you want to go full buy, you're basically playing for the OT.
Adja looking for the first aggressive swing. Smoke comes down from both sides, actually, as NQZ wants to get the hell out of dodge. And with all this noise, they're very quickly going to boost someone up. Crossing each other. But Big Uzera making loads of noise. Wicadia will know about it. Andy's crossed into what you might call safety. Looking for the gun that he's just dropped. Struggling severely to find it. Meanwhile, Zantares has got his own round to be playing here, as he will manage to find a pretty important frag. Another one on top of that. Pryor Jr. with the double AWP setup. It's all gone to pot. As paiN trying something different have fallen completely flat. Will be a save from the remaining two. Aurora gonna put this one to bed in no time flat, it feels like. Oh, wow, that's insane timing.
Yeah, just it. I mean, it all feels slightly for naught in terms of the importance of these kills by paiN. At a rapid pace, these chances are escaping and eluding them. Aurora so close to the finish line now on this map. It's not been a bad showing from VSM. He's actually been quite consistent all tournament long. No credit to him. Pryor's had a decent map here. That's not been the case throughout Krakow so far. It's all come at a time where it's not making a difference in terms of the series itself. 11-7, 4 ahead. And I think for Aurora, they're just running through the motions right now. Not doing anything that is insanely detailed in terms of the approach, but it's working. That's what that matters. This T-side is just ticking over. They're relying quite heavily off their IGL, and he's putting up good numbers on the entries. He keeps playing like this. Don't change it.
Yeah, I'd be inclined to agree. Utility over the top. Looking to move A fast. It's a fair defense over here, but they've got full smokes out, not leaving any gaps at all.
Oh.
Eagle comes in, but is traded. Is there anything else available on this A site at the moment? It doesn't look too likely. Break of the smoke, but it's favorable for Wicadia. Takes down another. Zantares knows this man is here. He's in a good spot. Just needs to wait a bit. Patiently. Spam is there. They're on top of each other. There's a smoke away. Surely, if he just had a little look. He's like, where is it? This guy's got to be here. I think realizing he also got blocked on the stairs slightly. What is going on? Not rushing into things, Aurora. They will start to get this bomb plant out. Because they're on the other side of the smoke, you feel like should be able to find at least one, but Wicadia's dipped into another smoke. What is going on here? Big Uzera at one point, a really good spot for him. He's now been seen. Takes one, but it's a fair chunk. Surely not going to happen. The touchdown nade and the AWP shot at the same time. They will both fall simultaneously.
I really thought Zantares heard him reloading in that smoke. I mean, he might have, but there was so much carnage and commotion going on at the same time on that execute in. I feel like Magic got quite unlucky there. Snow's shot was intended for Wicadia as the flash comes over, but Magic was just behind him. He misses Wicadia. Deletes Magic. It happens. Round one nonetheless. And they got 5 opportunities now to close out their opponent's map pick. Much more like it from Aurora. Had ups and downs, of course, at this tournament, but this is looking a little bit more like what we expect of them. Oh, into mid quite quickly. This is an interesting move by Pariah, but they need a gimmick here, really, in this round. paiN on their last legs in Mirage, and this is the buy that they have to bring to the table. Double MP7, MP9, Soulfly. He expects this. Pariah kept moving. He'd be dead to rights.
Yeah, certainly true. Quiet as the CT side looking for a miracle. They've opted to bolster B. I think that will be the wrong choice. It's a connector play from Aurora right now, looking to get away with contacting once again. This A bomb site has been a real pressure point for them, a real success point though. Tires with the smoke, Big Uzera on this MP7. Here quick, finds one, nearly 2. Could it be enough? There's nobody else on the site itself, unfortunately. There's a Pariah Jr. in the Palace, but they seem weary of that, right? They've not really had any Palace presence so far in this round. I think they are very, very prepared for what's coming. And the weaponry, of course, so strong compared to what paiN have got. You feel like this is all but done. Great flash CT. Great find from Wakadia. The inevitable being delayed as paiN slowly make their way in. paiN Jr. now has some space to work with, but nothing going to happen. Aurora with a keen second half in particular, which is where they have come under a lot of criticism. They will steal away paiN's map pick.
Yeah, it's a big statement map taken there. You know, real credit has to go to the man in the middle for Madja. Not only calling wide, I thought it was actually quite solid. It was pretty simple in terms of what he was calling, but it was effective.
They seem to be able to do it at least for map number 1. Can they do it in 2 here now?
That is the big question as well. And when you got performances like we've just seen out of Madja, it's tough to really be able to contest. 2.27 rating for him, 24-7 KD as well. I mean, he had a whale of a time in towards map number 1. We're looking to see whether they can go back to back. It's Overpass. Coming up next, it is the pick of Aurora. And they've looked pretty good on it, to be fair. 3 wins out of the last 4 as well. The only loss being to Paravision at Budapest, which, you know, now we know is absolutely fair enough. But wins over Game Legion, bait, and Hotu around that. Flip side for paiN, it's not been a great map. We've even seen it at this tournament. A loss to Astralis, 13-7. And their last win was all the way back in November against Tyloo. Let's see. They found ways to make it work for them. That's a good start for paiN. VSM, the 2 new boys on the block. For paiN, start well with kills apiece.
Looking to get a little bit more here as they will slowly build up in towards this B bomb site. paiN, though, the wall is just so strong. Aurora have decided against it. They'll back off, take that bomb elsewhere, and reset the round if they can. Madja has to do a lot of heavy lifting with that HP that he still has. Other teammates, not so much. So we'll see. They're still pretty sold on B, though. paiN have not moved a lot of resources up to this A bomb site. That could be their one saving grace here.
Alrighty. Antares and Woxic, both vulnerable. So we look towards another magical Madja performance. He's got a core kill on the pistol in map 1. We kind of need that again from him, to be honest. He's going to looking towards long. Oh, and he loses his head. Lovely shot from NQZ. Can't really get this plant down unless they clear him, which they do. Antares swings with the dualies. Goes for a second. Okay. Dualies for the double kill. They can't quite get the third, but it's given life for Woxic now. He puts into 1 versus 1. All on the shoulders of young Snow to try and stop them in this round. And Woxic trying to show a bit of experience, a bit of class here. He can't find the kill. Snow swings for the find. It's close. And a near chance there by Aurora. But paiN, for their likelihood, thankfully start well here in towards their opponent's map pick.
Should have been a lot better than it was for paiN is, you know, your one thing to look at, but ultimately they will start off with a pistol, which is exactly what they needed. Antares had me going for a second. He really had me believing, but unfortunately not to be. They will force up, and it's not a bad looking buy. They lack some utility. See what they've got in store if they've got any of those pocket rounds prepared. We have a fresh lineup coming in from the spawn, just to cover off the bottom end of Connector. So there's no information on Connector unless you put people there, which I suppose is what Aurora are looking for.
There's a mid-aggression at the same time. Aurora taking some con control. Moving their way forward here. 1-player divider is the first obstacle they've got to clear. Biggest Era's back turned.
A little scary. Ooh, who's this going to be for? Zera. Yeah, goes overlooked for the first. Second is nice. The assist from NQZ, of course. So man advantage for this paiN side of things. paiN Jr. surely. Oh, I was going to say he doesn't get checked. He looked away. He thought he'd killed him. Heard a dink. I think it was just through the pole or something. Either way, very strange. They'll get the bomb down. Which is a return on the investment, of course. V-Smoke coming in, Woxic on the AK. These are all good things. These are all very, very good things indeed. paiN has to give up a lot of space. He's all the way out towards the back end of long. There's only the 1 kit available for Snow. That comes from the previous round, actually. So keep your eyes on where that kit ends up. If it will be recovered here. Mac 10 playing inside of the smoke. The timing on this is ridiculous, but they're watching for him. It's all going to be Woxic to deny the defuse. Snow gets on. Late peek here. He's got to find the diffuser. He's distracted away. what can you do there, really? paiN will just get it over.
Yeah, and also there was always that thing, because of Pariah's position being a known quantity, like he's somewhere towards long, but it's that sort of lingering question of where, right? Is he flanking us? Is he still staying up close? So they have to spend a lot of time in terms of checking in towards long. Is he reaggressing there? Is he actually making a move through bathrooms? And because that actually buys time for paiN to wrap back through bank, and they just play together in that double stack, moving on from the B site. Nice work. A 2-0 start on the CT side. paiN need a really solid first half here. On overpass, generally quite a CT side. Man, nice shot. Woxic catches Pariah's head on the jump peak there. Fortunate way to fall. Of course, it is only a half buy with the Deagles across the board, but in the hands of some of these players, super, super scary. Ricardio is pretty mean with the Deagle himself. Oh, but he gets tagged super low. It's probably not long for the world, but he's able to get out. And Big Azera takes a tag on the retreat.
Centaurus with the jump up, been heard. And QZ is just slowly creeping around for this one. We'll manage to find it. So no crazy shot there. NQZ gets a flash in to take the peek. Gotta be careful. Madger thinking, but does not overface. Wow, Woxic trying to get one more. Still nothing coming for Aurora just yet. Soulfly on a lurk will also be deleted. So the first contact kill gets everyone slightly worried, right? Puts you all on edge. And since then, paiN have looked sharper, more aware, ready for the fights. Still not over just yet, though.
Oh. A quarter of a second slow on that shot by Woxic. He looked like the crosshair was on, but it was just as NQZ was falling away. 20 seconds, though. You want to go down before the timer goes up, of course. Taking his scalps with it, that would be nice. Smadger for one. No, hang on. 1 versus 2. Oh my. We can plan here. There's a round brewing. The 5 Deagles are fearsome here in round number 3. And once again, Snow called upon in the clutch. He won it out against Woxic in the 1v1. Now he's got a 1 versus 2. Does have a kit, has a flash to work with, and has a freebie gifted over. And Snow will come out on top again. But it is a sigh of relief for paiN. That is so close.
Yeah, some Aurora magic for sure. He just gets lucky towards the end, doesn't he? That they did not quite know where he was. And the Rottweiler himself. But yeah, really solid round in terms of the damage, and the shots landed. So crazy. So close yet so far. 3 in a row now for paiN. But Aurora have kept the pressure on. Feels like we've been in this map for an age already compared to Mirage, the way that they are just really, really trying to get this war of attrition going. Nades will come out. Oh man, and the damage is so very good on both sides, to be fair. Deep smoke here. In a party, so they're looking to try and find the first fight. Really, really excited for this. Oh, man. Ooh. Big Azera somehow doesn't find it. That's what I was waiting for, was the swing from Big Azera. He doesn't get anything done, so really questionable stuff. They've lost a player in the interim. There was a response in connector. This is all over the place. The HP bars leave a lot to be begged for here. And paiN may well let things slip through. They're playing so aggro.
Like this. Madger holding as Big Azera's moving. Doesn't want to go too far forward. He'll lose his life. He's already low too. Dan's Law for Xantares as they double back to shore up the B side. NQZ going to play a little further back himself. Got 35 seconds here for Aurora. With them being back in towards the investment, this round is of the utmost importance. And Big Azera's caught his timing. Patience pays off for him as he now starts to get in behind. He can have a decent flank depending on how quick he goes.
Yeah, certainly is a chance. We'll keep an eye on the front side as well. NQZ here with the AWP. Woxic over facing slightly. Drops that bomb and it spills all the way towards Optimus as far as it possibly could. And they will charge forwards to deny any chance of the bomb plant. Falling apart for Aurora. paiN move up to 4 all too easily.
It's really, really solid defense. The previous few rounds as well, it's come down to, you know, a couple of clutches from Snow down to these sort of 1v1, 1vx situations. That one a lot more like it, and that's against the much scarier buy, right? The full investment that comes through, but a much better lockdown from the Brazilian side. So Aurora go into their first TAC timeout. I think for Faber as well, being on the C side, he just wants to stop the bleeding. It's quite quickly that we've got to a position of a comfortable lead for paiN, and they're starting to get, as we've just seen in that round, more and more confident within themselves. It's the last thing you want. We know how good paiN are when it comes towards snowballing and momentum in their favor. And the kind of flip side of it as well, when you look at Aurora, they're a side that when they're not in control of the tempo of the game, they struggle to get out of this rut of form.
Yeah, it can be quite worrying. And we'll see if some of that, you know, criticism that has been levied is going to be justified. Gotta figure it out quickly. Early smoke comes down. Kind of interesting to see the, you know, difference in monster smokes. The game earlier, it was that sort of wider, flatter smoke. This one is deeper in the pipe. Maybe makes it harder to burst through. Not quite sure. Either way, there's no one towards B, so it's not going to have much of an effect.
Early presence towards mid. I mean, they've taken this control, and they've been given it quite a lot. I mean, paiN on wanting to play 2 aggro up towards mid in the mid round. All 5 here in this direction, connected to front bathrooms. This could just be a pretty simple pop towards B, to be honest. Woxic looking. Keep an eye his train on the right-hand side in case there's a jump peek. He needs to be careful if that's the case. Biggest error for 1, but Wakadia and Woxic combined. There's that jump peek we were speaking of, and Woxic will get a shot from Dumpster. Wakadia tagged, but he'll still get the shot. Nice swing on towards the site as Pariah hits the deck. Bomb goes down. That should be the round for Aurora, as they should be finally getting their first in. It already looks like paiN are angling for the save, which is the right call.
Yes, they will move away. Aurora's timeout, paying dividends, it would seem. Really great look from them. They will eventually break into that A bomb site. It's been the point of interest for quite a while on this T side. And they will do so very, very cleanly, right? Keeping the majority of the players alive, which I think is a big deal for them right now. Very, very curious to see how things continue moving forwards for Aurora. paiN, meanwhile, not loads of money in the world, despite the 4 in a row, right? It has been kept close in places, so the save is a very big deal that they can keep things alive. It's this follow-up round for me. If Aurora can continue the streak and close the gap, paiN are going to struggle from a financial perspective, but there is a world in which paiN shut this down. CT side rounds have looked pretty dominant in places. NQZ trying to make some decisions as to what he goes towards here. There is a drop with his name on. Opting not to go for the kit. We'll see if it comes back to bite him. Also, no head armor. Feel like on a pretty spam-heavy map, that can be a risk also.
It's one of those, right? When you look at where Aurora are now, it's all well and good getting that first on the board to finally break the deadlock of the streak out from paiN, but you need back-to-back. You need to be able to put the serious pressure on. And winning this round, of course, deletes the finances, but Bigazera's got other ideas. Flashed in by NQZ, he'll get his. And he's sticking around for the fight here. He's going loud about it. He should be dead to rights to Woxic's hands, and he is. So the numbers evened once again, as we're getting towards a minute on the clock.
Oh, Madja deleted. Can Woxic find both? Somehow just about able to escape round the corner here. And Snow, blinded up, still manages to get it done. He almost gets another. Doing absolute God's work to keep paiN in the conversation here. Media creeping forwards, has to win this fight, and he does. We're going to be down to NQZ. They know about him. He's made plenty of noise by now. They will confirm his location. Bomb going to go down. He takes a wide move to try and find a fight, but it's just not coming to him. No kit available. by the way, so that could get interesting. He's just not going to check this corner, though, is he? Down he goes. Sees a little head, but not going to happen for him in the 1v2.
Alrighty. Maybe a bit of pressure starting to brew now. And it starts well, you know. Biggest error, gets that first. I think he just slightly overextends at the start. Woxy gets that trade. And again, we're seeing the impact coming through from Arcadia. Well, the scoreline doesn't exactly look like he's running away with things. There's 5 kills that he's got, being super important. Getting a lot of space for Aurora. An unorthodox stack here, I must say, by paiN. This is a bit of a rogue one.
Yeah.
Wondering whether it gets tested, to be honest.
Nice to see the stacks get creative, though, I suppose. It's a bit more of like a VP kind of stack back in the day.
Yeah.
They would have just a straight line of players on a random point of the map.
Wondering whoever that is at the back.
Astralis moves. Yeah, surely he's just going to shoot his teammates.
Yeah, but also, isn't he surely exposed at range? Like, he's got a Glock. I feel like he's going to be spotted first. Maybe even the toes of Snow. Woxy could line up 3 here. But he might not even get the chance to, because they've been mowed down by Xantaras. He'll take the ecos with open arms. Of course, they've seen the numbers there, so now they just run towards B. It's a foot race and one in which paiN will lose.
Oh, it's true. But, I mean, look, you just after 1 kill and an AK, that is profit. You can get any more than that, you'll be happy. You should be able to save this AK as well. So, you know, that's kind of the idea behind a stack like that. Just cheese 1 kill. Also, I think just keeps you from losing your mind. Now, Snow has revealed himself pretty early into proceedings here. They're going to be hunting him. Down he goes. So no AK saved, actually. Not quite as good as first thought, but would have been a tough save, to be fair. They knew about him for quite some time. It seemed like the hunt was on. He was trying to make a proactive move, I guess.
Yeah. This is good, though. This is a good streak coming through. And also making sure that against the low buys, they are, for the most part, inexpensive is also a real positive. paiN. Guns back in play. NQZ into the AWP. Woxy's looking a lot more solid here on overpass. NQZ's got to try and find a way. There's an A-stack here. Uh-oh. Riot could be in a bit of trouble, depending on when they throw it. And it comes. Riot's in trouble. He's in a lot of trouble, and he's dead. And, oh, VSM's lucky to stay alive himself.
The airstrike. Devastating. The bombing run. VSM lucky to be alive, I think. But something that Aurora will be able to capitalize on later. And no need to rush, right? Overpass is a map. The conversions, 5v4 conversions, super, super high on this map, even for a T side. You just play your cards right, you should be able to work from here, and that's exactly what Aurora are trying to lean on. A late B move, it would seem, and unfortunately paiN are putting their chips into A. They're going to lose it all on black over there.
I think the second they move forward in towards this B side, it's a known quantity. When the U2 comes down, you just save. Reset with the 4. And the only thing is about this one man here. Snow had to basically get 2 quick kills to buy time for rotations to come over. For him, I think now it's about escaping. Yeah, he's got the right idea. Tail between his legs, he's out of there. Hightailing it as he knows there's just no point sticking around. The nade will come over to do a bit of damage. Well, who really cares? A flawless round from Aurora. And they're going to tie this game up. 4 rounds already. T-side overpass. You're pretty happy with that. We're once again seeing the issues for paiN on this map. Just being overrun. Individuals doing really, really good work. And that being said, it's individuals with, you know, Soulfire's still yet to frag. He's 0-5. Arcadia, there could be more for him here. There's the first. Does he expect the second? VSM around the corner. He'll get the trade, which is something to take away at the very least, but he's desperately just trying to keep his gun in play. He get hunted. He will. Xantaras making sure there is no smiles on the faces to paiN at the end. This is a really good response. After a poor start, they call for that pause, and it's been one-way traffic since.
Yeah, which is absolutely a good sign and what you want, right? Really, really great stuff from Aurora, and just to be able to do that feels pretty solid improvements from the game yesterday at the very least. I won't speak further on into the tournament if they do make it that far, not to call it early or to jinx them, but
Yeah, true.
so far looking good. paiN little less available in the locker for them.
It's a pretty important time to take a pause, I think, as well. In a similar vein to what Aurora are doing, it's about stopping the bleeding. Here's the airstrike onto paiN. But even still as well, VSM, he's very lucky to walk away from that one unscathed. He moves away from that last nade at just the right time. Investment's rough. It's not a full buy, though. It's just a half investment around what's saved. Nice flash. Soul Flash, second behind it as well. He's under pressure here. Gotta come out on top. He's focused. Another flash, but while full blind will get his first. He looks for the second, which he can't quite find. Labored spray will cost him his life. There's a gun to be scooped up there, but it's a pretty perilous spot to try and collect. He actually got it.
Oh, this is so
Surely
sweet
not.
from Xantares.
He won't change.
Yeah, brilliant. What a find. I know, but just also what a solid read from him to be like,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
he's going to pick up the rifle, then he's going to try and scale behind us.
Yeah, it's nice
So
work.
good. VSM hidden in. He's incredibly low. Oh, they're not checking him. He gets away with one, which is more than he really bargained for. Might be able to get another here.
Oh.
Unfortunately not, but he's done an awful lot there. That's very nearly a mess from Aurora, just not considering anybody else to be on the site. One plank going to come in. I think QZ with the silent drop down at the very least, but still going to be tough with this AWP. 1 versus 2. No kit to speak of. Got to move fast. Curious that he is, again, looking in for this clutch despite having the AWP in hand. I don't think you can cross this threshold, though. Yeah, nobody peeking him, so he's going to move to attempt the save. Box it catches him, though. That's the thing. If you commit, you risk that death.
Yeah, I guess the one thing you can say is like it's not the end of the world that he dies there just because they have money. That was a half buy, but man, even still, the likelihood of pulling off that 1 versus 2 was so slim. Aurora are looking great. That's 5 rounds in a row from them on this T side. We've lost bonus back into the buy for paiN, sure, but they're feeling all the pain at the moment. They can't get anything going now that the finances have been shored up for Aurora and they've managed to break the deadlock a bit. Just took a moment from them of where needed a bit of a kick up the arse to stop letting things slip. Nice swing from Xantares. He should never get away with that kill, but he does.
Madja with another for the T side of things. Xantares looking to get giddy here and push forwards if he can. Not happening just yet, but you feel from a 5-on-3 position should be Aurora with another round. Just forcing those early fights and finding them pretty effectively, in all honesty. Going to be another slow wind-up, however. Aurora just do not want to squander the opportunity of this position. Full A lean from paiN. Maybe a little bit of presence towards heaven. I don't even think so. Yeah, he's starting now to move more towards A, as you see on your mini-map. Meanwhile, they've got Madja deep in a B with lots of info. Xantares strikes, and this is what, you know, a 5-on-3 nets you. You can send an individual to do the work of usually 2 or 3 people in a more conventional 5-on-5.
Oh, hang on. There's a flank on a flank, and Xantares turns around to catch VSM. The Snow, he's sort of stuck now about where to save. There's bodies over towards A, and obviously he knows there's bodies down towards B. Sort of thread the needle a little bit. Gonna make a move. Drops down after getting the first. He's looking for a second as well, which he finds. He just doesn't expect the third of Soulflight. Frustrations, as you can see, for the youngster. But Aurora, another one for them. This hot streak of rounds continues. Now 6 in a row. As we head towards the tail end of this first half, what a recovery from 4-0 down and looking non-existent on their map pick. They call a pause. Maybe gets on the mic, and it's just been only one team in it ever since. paiN are barely scratching the surface. They half buy here to fully invest into the last round of the half, but man alive, this has fallen so flat and so quickly as well. And they just cannot stop this ship from sinking in this first half. And that's more or less sums it up. A labored spray. Snow will drop to Akadi as he looks for a second. Oh, and he gets it. He's so sharp. VSM also 6 feet under. And it feels like so are paiN in this map at the moment.
Adja creeping forwards. Zantara's trying to make some noise. He's got a flash downstairs for Wicadia. Nobody on the business end of it just yet, though. Looking good, right? There's not really been an opportunity for a trade. Oh! In between the legs. But maybe distracting from the crosshair at the very least. Could have been a frag. Not quite. Wicadia looking good. That was smooth. NQZ and paiN Jr., the only two that remain here, and there's just nothing really to write home about. Wicadia's on for the ace, in fact. Don't know that he's going to get chance at all 5, but maybe a nice 4-piece for him to just get up there on the scoreboard.
Looks like Soulfly should get his. I mean, only a mere wall separates these two. Will he check it? Yes. Doesn't matter, though. Down goes his head, but Zantara's will get the quick response. And paiN, similar to Snow in that previous round, he has a tough decision about where to save, just by the merit, as he knows his body's towards a Woxic will see off the last. Another fantastic round from Aurora, just making sure. No doubts in that one, as paiN go immediately in towards their second timeout. And can you blame them, right? We'll keep saying it. This is a hot streak from Aurora. 7 rounds in a row from them. Where have paiN gone? They are not present in the server at the moment. And Rix, coach over towards paiN, just desperately trying to steady this ship, and it just continues to rock in these murky waters. Of course, we know the ramifications of a loss here as well. Those who aren't aware, this is the lower bracket. Winner goes to stage 2, but loser we say goodbye to.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, paiN, real huge checkout. It can be hard on the CT side, right? Couple close rifles, suddenly you find yourself ecoing more consistently than you'd like. I think that certainly seems to be the case for this squad. But time will tell. Try and soften the blow as much as they possibly can, with hopefully a 5th round for them off the back of some tactical talk. Try and keep them together here. Meanwhile, Aurora, not much really needs to change. Keep on keeping on.
That's it.
Ooh, the timing may be a little weird there. VSM could have spotted something. Ah, the door's closed. I was going to say I think the door is closed, actually, but
Yeah.
they know about it. They boost up.
Let's move.
And a nice find from VSM in the end. The info is valuable. Is there a trade available here? Flash is good.
Oh.
4-2. Brilliant stuff. Wicadia breaks the round open.
He's robotic. Wicadia, these shots are so sharp. They've heard the accept as well. paiN should be dead. Soulfly had his number. He had the drop, but it doesn't mean he can win up the head-to-head. It continues to be a slow map from him. Bomb will go down 3 versus 3. As the post part now set up, they've got a decent read of what the rotations are looking like. Torres has got to win this one. This is a quick reaction. He finds Big Azera. Now got a call from the grave. And the 2 remaining of paiN and NQZ have got to dig them out of this hole. Is it going to be 8 in a row for Aurora is the question. And the answer is yes. What a run of form from the Turkish eye. They are looking to close this in 2. And we'll have to see in the second half.
Well, this could be the final half for just one of these teams. Aurora's already got a map in hand. paiN certainly feeling the pain in that first half. It started so very well, and then they just completely fumbled it, completely lost control. And it was 8 in a row for the likes of Aurora. Really solid stuff. You see the odds shift massively in favor of Aurora as well. Rightfully so. paiN struggling. They now move on to the T side of a weaker map for them. So you're not expecting big things here. We'll see if they can dig deep and find a third.
Yeah, and those odds as well. It makes complete sense considering that Aurora are going in towards this CT side. paiN, what a squandered first half. 4-0 out the gates. Looking so sick. And they all fall flat. Let's see what they got for us. They're trying to make their way out of Monster. And Wakardi is here trying to hopefully spam through the smoke. He'll tuck his head in towards that said smoke as NQZ gets one. Zantara's quick on the tray. Soulfly and Zantara's combine well. The pistol might be falling apart at the seams already. And as Wakardi dives through, he'll finally get his. This could be wraps already. It could be curtains in this series and in this tournament for paiN as well. They are rapidly running out of chances.
Yeah, not looking good at all. Not what they wanted. Aurora, CTNs have been what people have been praising, so that's another thing to really worry about if you're a paiN fan. Time will tell on this one. Decent weaponry out for that CT side. We've got Woxic on the MP7 with 1,400 in the back pocket. Looking to make a bit of money here. And he might just do that up against 5 Glocks. Now just 4. Now just 2. So
okay.
Decent stuff. Snow will answer back with his. However, Woxic, more and more money for the AWPer. He's on for the Eco Ace here. VSM's recovered that M4. And it's Major to deny the ace, but ultimately a very, very clean round coming through from Woxic in particular. That's where you want that money. He's got like 4K now.
Yeah. Plus the round win bonus too. He's loving life. He doesn't even actually need to buy it out here. He can just keep it in the back pocket. Re-up the util. And just go back in with the MP7. Let's see. No, he does actually go for the AWP. Could have actually just played this as a bonus, but you've got so many rounds in arrears. Aurora want to make sure. We'll keep bringing up the point. There's now 10 rounds in a row by Aurora across the two halves. Mental stuff for them. paiN are completely checked out.
Yeah, it's wild. It really is. Major spamming away. Does some decent damage. Soulfly going to take a chunk, but ultimately looking good for this CT side. All important round here now. It feels like this is what it all hinges upon. Woxic on the open angle. Looking for the opener. They're slowly building up towards A.
Woxic playing nice and open. Often gets flashed on this corner, but preemptive pop shot could work in his favor. There's not a lot of util either for paiN for the remainder of this round. 3 smokes and 1 flash. 7 execute, and then the hope of a post-bomb 2. There's the pop flash. That'll force Woxic off the angles, and Tara's now called upon.
Oh, Woxic does manage to find one. Zantara's as well, chiming in. Woxic loses his head, but Major's here quick. Not going to be expecting him. He also doesn't expect how deep they managed to get there. It's a messy round. A lack of comms and info making all the difference. 25 seconds. They get the bomb down. Yep. Hidden inside the smoke. Soulfly, meanwhile, speedy flank. So who do they want to go first? I think you want Soulfly to distract here as best he can. Off angle coming in. Ready for Wakardi. He brings it down to the one-on-one. Where is this final player? Can't quite locate him. Tap on the bomb. Seen him, but does not get the spray down. 2 HP the difference.
2 HP. Fine margins. Still plenty of rounds in arrears. And finding out after 11 times of trying a round back on the board for paiN. But still such a tall mountain they have to climb to get back in towards this map and series. 5 rounds in a row just to tie it up now. The issue is, because That could have been a bonus buy. They opt to full buy into it. These are no funds here. Quite a lot of teams would have just kept the MP7s there and the MP9s and utilized them in towards the next. It's fine. They're not under too much pressure. However, if they do squander this lead, that'll be a point we come back to. Why didn't they keep hold of the guns that they had? Because they're going to have a look in. He spots one. He's going to go up close. He's got the MP7, so why wouldn't you? So many down in towards connector. VSM's going to be tested in a second. Thankfully, he doesn't have the support. They've pincered in here as well. Could be money to be made, but MP7 dropped and scooped up.
5-7 over Cadia. Oh, actually,
yeah, we'll close
sorry.
that. No, yeah.
No, yeah. Didn't mean to
no,
open that.
you.
Sorry.
Yeah. Ignore me, mate. I want nothing to do with this, in fact.
Ooh, I like this. Oh, the flash is nearly so good. Doesn't blind both of them. Had you here with the MP7 deleted. 5-7. Ooh, there you go. Good for one. We'll go down to the fire, but was kind of a dead man walking anyway. Arcadia the next to fall. So nothing too crazy. Little bit of damage. paiN, 4 more rounds to go.
This is the way to approach. Bit by bit, paiN going to call for the 3rd and final timeout as well. And I like this by Rick's calling it from a moment of success, because you want to capitalize upon it. You know that the reinvestment's coming back in for Aurora, but you know how important it is. If you can come out on top here, in round number 17, you really open up the pathway to getting back in towards this game. You win this one, you can make it a 1-round game because of the eco that'll follow for the Turkish side. Very important position.
Just kind of thinking, looking down the field as to what could change here. paiN do have the onus and a lot of utility, but I feel not really seen a lot of depth from them. It's so hard on this map to pull off a pace change. Maybe that's what we are getting here. NQZ with some support moving up short. Hoping to get that first kill. It's paiN Jr. that makes himself known. They've got so much space to work with. They're really liking their position here. paiN Jr. gets in deep, finds a kill. Soulfly traded. It's Arcadia. Oh, behind the pillar here for 2. How does he get both? Feels like the shots just weren't quite on, but he manages to net 2 kills on the spray down, leaving Biguzera all alone. All of a sudden, as things started well into that round, they just fall apart.
On his back is at least one positive note from this round for paiN. The 1v2. And this is the right way to play it. For Xantares and Woxic, they're sticking up close. Repositioned by Xantares. He'll head back to the A site. Woxic's playing very passively over towards B. And it actually might even be the play. Biguzera gets a plant. It's not the worst thing in the world. You just got to stick together. Again, play the trade. You know you've dealt damage to him. He'll double pump. Play back into B. And from these positions, Aurora can't deny the plant. There's one thing going for him. He scooped up a flash. Come in handy a little bit later. So many angles to clear. And time's starting to tick as well. 20 seconds. He doesn't have loads to work with. Once he clears water, you just go for the plant here. You just got to go safe. Smoke down. Flashing towards heaven. He's going to hit this C4 plant. I don't think Woxic can deny unless he gets a hopeful shot through the smoke, which he doesn't opt to go for. He's playing patience. Biguzera nearly loses his head. Finds another smoke. Gets it down towards bridge. That's good. Now he's got to isolate. He'll reposition inside of said smoke as well as he moves forward back towards short. He's playing time. Bomb is planted for him too. Does have a Molotov, but a smoke that'll come down on top of that bomb is going to make life very difficult. And Xantares with a slither of HP to work with will come out on top as Aurora bounce back. And off the back of paiN's tack pause from a moment of success, all the happiness is ripped away from them. Chances get thin once again.
Not looking good. Really needed that round. And it is just the one untracked player. They keep the individuals coming. It's this man here. So solid from him. The buy exists, but it's not perfect. They do have an AWP in play here, paiN. Just going to have to really find this 7th round. You know, the strat book seems a little dry. They tried something different in the previous, right? Quick up short. Didn't work for them. Didn't work for them. So, certainly worried about the life cycle of this map. The T side's just lacking that extra 10% that they need.
Yeah. Very much feels like it is now or never for paiN. Not the nicest buy to work with either. IEM Tech 9, double Galil as well for Snow and Pariah. What have they got for us? Needs something a bit miraculous, it feels, in this one. There wasn't initially 4 towards B in the early round, but a couple of rotating off nowers. Actually, will go and join his AWP up towards the A side, but it might be the wrong call there. paiN started doubling back towards B as the numbers are falling away from the site. Uh-oh. Hellfire's alone now.
Interesting moves. I don't rightly know where it comes from. In comes the burst. Soulfly for 1. Really just needs to stay alive while he can buy time for the rotations, but doesn't happen long enough. They got that heaven smoked as well. Quick boost coming in here. Could drop the bomb. Oh, just missing the mark. It's an awkward boost to get going quickly. NQZ will fall on his attempt to take another head. 3 on 3. They had a slim advantage for a moment. Gonna boost up again. Pushing forwards here to try and find the frags. Oh, yes. Xantares. Crisp as you like. Leaves it all on Big Uzera. Maybe the most important round of the tournament. And he cannot get it done. Xantares with a huge moment from on high.
Yeah, that double boost is so nice. They boost up, get one, fall off, right? And then going back up for a second, look at it after a brief pause. Really, really effective from Aurora. And it looked super uncomfortable. When they rotate away and they leave Soulfly alone towards that site, I thought they were in serious trouble there. But a fantastic retake. Just as that C4 goes down as well. And then all they knew all they had to do with Biggest Error is just overwhelming. 1v3, there's just no chance. Too many angles to fight from. 12-6, map and series point Aurora. Stage 2 looms for the Turkish side. Elimination for paiN on the brink of it. Again, you look back to the firepower they bring to the table. I mean, look at this. Tech 9, double deagle, Mac 10, and 1 AK for the IGL to save face here in round number 19.
Jump spot from Xantares.
Oh, nearly loses his head. Nearly.
Yep. Woxic, meanwhile, on the contact AWP here, spots the back end of Snow. The first nail in the coffin. A few more to go. He might just be able to hammer them home as he remains aggressive in the bathrooms.
Yeah, I like this. This is so confident from Woxic. I mean, 2 rights, 20 and 8. A fantastic map so far. In come the flashes. It's Xantares. He'll get one of his own. VSM will fall. Reactionary shot. Can't quite convert it. This is still looking a bit uncomfortable. Woxic needs to be careful. He's struggling to fall away as well. Molly down at his feet. He'll fall back towards Dumpster. But he's repositioned. And he delivers. And it's all on a new man. Pariah cannot convert. And it's Aurora who take a 2-0 here and book their spot into the next stage as we say goodbye to paiN.
So very cleanly done in the series as well, taking their opponent's map pick of Mirage in that first pretty one-sided fashion.